doing drag and exploring femininity and using drag as kind of a canvas to explore what femininity looks like on a body like mine. What sexuality and what sensuality and what desirability looks like on a body like mine in a way that I want to express it and not how society has told me to express it. 大家好，我是梁烧卖. I'm an LA-based drag performer. I'm a second-generation Taiwanese and Hong Kongese American drag performer. A lot of my work and performances are rooted in my Asian American identity and rooted in empowering the Asian American community, especially the LGBT ones. Looking back, I was a very queer kid. Like, I was so obsessed with Sailor Moon. One of the few times I really felt seen was from strong women, specifically in anime and Asian women in cartoons.
It's a full moon, Hannies, and that means my waterbending is at its strongest.
I had at one point started dating a girl in hopes that it would kind of like turn me straight. That's obviously due to a lot of internalized homophobia that really shoved me in the closet for quite a long time until the end of high school. I moved to LA in 2011 for college. I met so many other queer people just like me, and they kind of guided me out of the closet. Once I was out of college, I actually started working at a Asian Pacific Islander nonprofit. Through that job, I was actually able to work on myself as an advocate and kind of explore what it means to be both Asian American and a queer person at the same time. I felt more at ease to explore gender and explore what different expressions look like, and that's how I got my start doing drag. I started dancing when I was in high school. It was like one of the first things I was like good at. I now teach classes and choreograph professionally, and I obviously bring that a lot to my drag as well. For the longest time as a dancer, as someone who is a boy, you're taught that, okay, if you want to make it in the industry, you have to look a certain way. And even if you're gay, you still have to know how to dance like a boy. There are a lot of pressures around gender and sexuality and expression within dance as well. So my whole thing with dance is, why don't we change this narrative and use dance as a way to empower ourselves? For me as a drag performer, expressing my sexuality and my identity as a second-generation queer Asian American, there's a level of healing that comes with being able to be 100% you, while also embodying what's 100% your culture too. A lot of what Asian American discourse is kind of around representation. As someone who is queer and someone who is Asian and grew up feeling like those two things couldn't fit together at one time, it was really hard for me to feel seen growing up. Cultural appropriation is a huge topic and a huge issue here. One of my ways of kind of combating that is, I'm going to reclaim my culture before you can try to do it wrong. And so I'm going to show you how to do it right. That's how I express myself. That's how I express my identity, and that's how I hope to empower those who see my drag into living authentically in themselves as well.